Chevrolet hasn't really been known for groundbreaking and game-changing vehicles for the past few decades or so, especially here in the Philippines. But one name, one particular model stands out from the rest. And that, folks, is of course the Chevrolet Captiva. When the first generation Chevrolet Captiva was released here more than a decade ago, I believe, that's right, more than a decade ago, it was quite well received by the general public. I mean, there wasn't really anything special with it when it comes to looks, when it comes to performance, but we as car buyers embraced it with open arms because of the value that it offered compared to its rivals. And I think that particular tradition will go on with this second generation. What's going on, guys? Roy Robles here for Zigwheels.Ph. Today we'll be doing a first look of the all-new Chevrolet Captiva. I'll give you more of an idea of how much it looks as we walk around the vehicle. Let's start off with the design of the front end right here. So you won't see any sporty pretensions right here in the front here. After all, Chevrolet Philippines is calling this an MPV, but you won't find any honeycomb grills here. Instead, you'll find Chevrolet's iconic split grille design here. You've got this giant bow tie badge right here. You definitely know that it is a Chevrolet if you got that bow tie badge. You got LED DRLs on top. You got your headlamps right here, as well as fog lamps. Now, you got a full LED implementation for the headlamps and the DRLs, but the fog lamps, they're yellow halogens, which gives it quite a contrasting look, especially at night. And you know me, I've been reviewing cars like this in the past, and I actually prefer that particular look. Right here, you got an aggressive looking lower lip here that has some sort of carbon fiber design, but don't get it wrong, this is definitely plastic right there. You see a camera here. The camera works with the 360-degree camera system of the Chevrolet Captiva, and again, those particular bits and pieces add to the value of this particular MPV, which the Captiva is definitely known for. You got this huge hood right here. You won't find any power bulge or anything, but under that you find a 1.5-liter four-cylinder turbocharged engine, making at around 149 horsepower and 255 newton-meters of torque, mated to a continuously variable transmission, or CVT. You have a nice high greenhouse right there, giving you this impression that it's going to have a lot of headroom inside, and spoiler alert, yes, it definitely does. I like how the front of the Chevrolet Captiva looks. It's not really that bold. It's not that assuming, especially when going down the road, and people are not going to do double takes on this one, but that's what Chevrolets have been known for in my book. They want to offer you great value, but at the same time giving you a good design, which this thing really offers. Alright, so moving over to the side profile of the Chevrolet Captiva, this is basically where I'd say that they could get away with calling this an SUV, but instead call it what it is, an MPV. The reason why I call it an SUV is because of those large haunches from the front here, and in the back you got these huge 18-inch alloy wheels with 215/55 R18 tires, and those are Michelin Primacy 4 tires, which is a little bit more than I could ask for, especially for an OEM tire. You got around 180 millimeters of ground clearance right here, and more of the black plastic cladding that walks around the vehicle, adding a little bit more to its heft, well, at least for the look of heft, especially right here. You got turn signals right here on the side mirrors. These are not automatic folding side mirrors, by the way, which is fine. You got these functional roof rails up top, which can carry up to 30 kilograms worth of luggage, which is rare in this type of, in our market especially. We see MPVs in the market and we have roof rails on top. It's pretty dubious if you can actually put in enough luggage there, but in here they're rated for up to 30 kilograms. Now, one interesting thing right here is that the C pillar and the D pillar are actually blacked out, so it actually looks like you have a floating roof line up top here. And they might have gotten away with putting a black roof in here, adding a little bit more, sportiness to the look. But Chevrolet didn't, because they wanted to add more value instead of looks. Just more about function instead of form with these guys, and I kind of appreciate that. You got this button right here on the front door handle, so if you got your key fob in your pocket, you don't have to reach out for it and then just click on the button. All you gotta do is just press that button on the door handle. it's going to open up. You don't have smart function where it actually detects your key close to it, but this is just fine. Again, function over form. So you got a panoramic sunroof on top though. That's right, a panoramic sunroof on top, which is odd because I've been saying function over form, but again, they still were able to put in a 30 kilogram rated roof rail on top, which is a nice touch. With this budget MPV, you still get front and rear disc brakes, which is really rare. Usually you'll be cutting corners here and there, but those tires, oh my goodness, these tires right here are proof to me that they're definitely going to give out all the value they can get for your money. Out here in the back, the Chevrolet Captiva, or Chevrolet, actually adds a little bit more flavor to the design of this small SUV, MPV right here. You got LED tail lamps right here. You got sequential turn signals, which is again quite a rarity, especially in this particular segment of small SUVs, MPVs. And you got another backup camera right here that works with the 360-degree camera system, a chunky spoiler up top, and a shark fin antenna right there. The Chevrolet badge makes another appearance, and the Captiva badge with the same font and icon from the previous generation makes an appearance. I like how the lower end of the bumper is designed right here. You got reflectors on each side here, but one thing that I don't like, probably they could improve on in the future, these particular design details on each end, giving you the effect that it looks like it has dual or quadruple exhaust, but it doesn't. You have a single exhaust right there on the left side. But to be honest, a lot of even European or luxury cars are starting to do that, so why not a Chevrolet Captiva, right? You also have a manual lift gate here. It opens up real high and real wide here, so if you need to put in all your stuff inside, that's not going to be a problem. No matter how wide they are, you can actually put it in here. Even though when you have the third row seats up, that's right, this is a 7-seater SUV. Sorry, 7-seater MPV. I'm gonna stop calling this an SUV because of how it looks, but this is actually an MPV, guys. That's right, you can get an MPV with this type of look. That's a winner in my book. Anyway, with the third row seats up, you still have a lot of space to deal with here, even for all your stuff inside. But if you need even more space here, you could just fold these seats down, and they fold in a absolutely flat position, giving you access to all this space. Wow, this is absolutely crazy. And if folding down those third row seats doesn't give you enough more space, you can actually fold down and tumble the second row seats forward to give you truck-like space. Overall, the design of the Chevrolet Captiva is definitely something that's not going to stand out. I mean, even the first generation Chevrolet Captiva didn't really stand out in a sea of crossover SUVs at the time, but what it did offer is a particular sense of value as well as quality in this particular fit and finish. With the design, it's really straightforward. This is definitely not going to win any beauty pageants, but this could be the girl or the guy next door you just might fall in love with. Alright guys, so we're inside the all-new Chevrolet Captiva. This is the Premier variant, which is the top of the line variant, and it does offer a couple of luxury amenities and some niceties that a lot of people are definitely going to appreciate. First of all, you've got leather seats. The leather seats from here are definitely very pliable. I mean, they're comfortable, but they're not too soft in a way that's going to dig you deeper into the seats. They're very supportive, in my opinion. It might need a little bit more of lumbar support, but I guess that's just me going up in age there, looking for that particular lumbar support. But it's nice. The driver's seat is adjustable here. They have a power operating function. Go up, down, forward, and back, and you can lean back and forth as well. The passenger seat, however, is manually operated. The door cards are hard plastic. The top of the dashboard is hard plastic as well. Again, more savings. I mean, do you imagine actually going to a showroom, finding the car that you like, and probably imagining we can cut off a little bit more corners just to put the price down? I guess this is where they put those savings at. But no worries, because right here in the middle of the dashboard, you got the same perforated leather that you can find in the seats there, and I think it's a nice touch. You also get white stitching right there in the middle, and they're not fake stitching. They're actually white, and they look like real thread to me. They're not plastic at all, which is again a nice touch. Steering wheel is a polyurethane steering wheel. It's not leather wrapped. It is adjustable, however, for up and down, and not forward and back. Now, the steering wheel is a bit higher up. The way how you sit inside the Chevrolet Captiva here is a bit high up. That's because of the increased ride height, of course, and you need to get a commanding view of the road. This still have a lot of SUV vibes in this one, but I get how the MPV targeting is definitely here in the Chevrolet Captiva. Now you've got a small 7-inch multi-information display here. You won't be able to change the theme of it though, but it's nice and legible. You can find all the information that you need there. Again, very straightforward. You won't find anything that's out of the ordinary right there. At least it still has a temperature gauge right there on the right side, which again I appreciate because a lot of cars these days seem to be omitting that, and you can find it here in the Chevrolet Captiva. Now I like how the aircon vents are designed here. You got some nice horizontal slats here in the middle, and it sandwiches this huge touchscreen infotainment system. That's a 10.4-inch portrait aligned touchscreen infotainment system with both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You won't find any lags here and there, but the animation on the screen definitely doesn't help out with how fast it is, but it is pretty workable. I mean, you won't find it won't hang up on you, which is nice. At least you know how it works out, and it is reliable, to say the least. If I had anything to change about this, I would probably remove the piano black there. Chevrolet really loves their piano black, but at least they isolated the piano black right here in the middle. Nothing here on the sides. You can find it right here, just right here. Now at the bottom of the touchscreen infotainment system, you can find your center console. You have two USB ports right there and a 12-volt socket. You need that 12-volt socket, in my opinion, because you're going to use these ones here. These are fast chargers. You can buy them practically anywhere. Out of the factory, you got two USB ports right here, one more USB port in the back, and a nice shifter. The odd part about this is that you would think that the manual controls will be found in S, but no, they're actually in D. So put it in D, then shift it to the right. You can then go ahead and row through your own gears. But again, this is a CVT. This is a family crossover MPV. You don't want to be driving around in this one spiritedly, because you are here to be comfortable, and comfort is exactly what this offers, and I really appreciate it. You got your electronic parking brake right here, automatic brake hold, two cup holders here, and a bottle holder. A few more niceties here. You got this nice sun visor with a vanity light and vanity mirror, which is nice. You also have a sunglass holder right here, and the piece de resistance of the interior, a panoramic sunroof. All right, the panoramic sunroof is definitely nice. Gives me a little bit more light inside here. This is something I really appreciate and surprising, again, at this price point. Now, sitting here in the second row seats of the Chevrolet Captiva, I'm definitely surprised with the amount of space available to me. This is being marketed, after all, as a family-oriented vehicle, and you can definitely fit a lot of your family members right here inside, from the second row to the third row, and this is definitely very workable for me. You got a completely flat floor, by the way. You got a flat floor here, no center tunnel, so you can fit more people inside. You won't be contorting your legs as much here, and you won't be arguing with the middle passenger here for space, because you do have your own space. You don't have a center armrest here, but at least you have the same leather material here on the second row as the first row is. You got the same perforated leather there, keep things nice and cool, and of course an outboard armrest here. You do have a solitary USB port right there, and you have two AC vents. You get nice headroom as well. So I myself am 5'10.5" with a longer torso, so that means my legs are definitely should be longer. But if you can imagine yourself sitting right here, you'd probably have a lot more headroom than myself. But as it stands right now, I do have more headroom than I can ask for. You have a nice dome light here on the side. Even though you got a panoramic sunroof, you still need to have a dome light right there. And yeah, there are not much toys right here to speak of. Again, nothing much to complain here about. I have at least my AC vents and all, and nice, which is of course perfect for me. Keep things cool, keep my legs cool, especially during hot summer days. Now for the ultimate test, let's take a look at the rear seats. The third row is where we need to check out if I can actually sit there and how it could probably fit for you. As I've expected, there really isn't much space for me. But here's the thing, if you've got kids, if you got smaller people of smaller stature right here in the back, about 5'5" or 5'6", even 5'7", they could definitely fit right here in the back. But for myself, this is a no-go for me. Enough of this, let's take this out for a spin. And I want to know how the 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder works. So far, from what we've seen with Chevrolet, they've always had 3 cylinders. Let's see how the 4-cylinder works out. Right, so we're now behind the wheel of the all-new Chevrolet Captiva. Yes. So one thing to note about the Chevrolet Captiva, though, is that it has more than 100,000 kilometers in the odometer right now. This is what the Chevrolet Philippines is actually pertaining to as their endurance model. When they say endurance model, it's not a different trim, all right? This is one that they've driven for more than 100,000 kilometers and just maintained it with regular PMS, with parts, oil changes, and all that. Something that you could usually do during the regular life of your ownership. But Chevrolet put their money where their mouth is and traveled this 100,000 kilometers, and it still runs like new. That to me is definitely a testament to their particular quality as well as service. Chevrolet Philippines is actually promising a great after-sales support for their vehicles, and because of that, with the Chevrolet Captiva, I got somewhat of peace of mind knowing that a car ran 100,000 kilometers and more and still runs pretty new. So under the hood of this Captiva, we got a 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that makes 149 horsepower and 255 newton meters of torque, and that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of power for this kind of car. I mean, this is definitely not a sports car. It's not going to win any drag races or even any races at all. All it needs to do is pull 7 people and our cargo. It's all good. So it's made it to a CVT, or a continuously variable transmission. So unlike its rivals where the engine's made it to a dual clutch transmission, this one is way smoother. And I mean it. It definitely is a lot smoother than a lot of the competition. You're not going to feel any judders, any sudden acceleration and all that. Just a smooth ride. And for a family car, that's exactly what you're definitely going to look for. Suspension wise, you got a McPherson strut setup up front and a torsion bar in the rear. At least it's not going to be like a truck based MPV or SUV. It's going to be more comfortable than that, but don't expect this to be a luxury car at all. But it certainly is relatively comfortable, and for the money, that's what you're looking for. It's also got a complete suite of safety features. I mean, yeah, you got your standard safety features. You got 6 airbags in this. You got ABS with the electronic brake force distribution. You got traction control. You got 3-point harness seat belts right here. The 360-degree camera system that I mentioned. Front and rear parking sensors. And cruise control. So basically all the basics that you need are here and then some. The driving position is definitely set up high. So again, you're not going to be in a very sporty position in the Chevrolet Captiva, not at all, not by a long shot. But this is something that a lot of people in this segment are looking for and would definitely appreciate. NVH levels, well, I think you can hear the horn of the next car right there. Yeah, you can definitely hear a lot of the outside world, but it's definitely not that unbearable. But at least it actually keeps the outside world isolated. It gives a vibration because of that 4-cylinder motor. Yeah, vibration is definitely kept at a very bare minimum, and that's definitely something that you might want to consider. The battle between 3 cylinders and 4 cylinders rages on, but in my case, I would definitely like the 4 cylinders. I got great fuel economy. That's a good fuel economy. 8 to 9 kilometers per liter in the city, which is absolutely not bad for a 7-seater. And going out on the highway, I was able to get even better fuel economy. I got around 15 to 16 kilometers per liter on the highway. The pricing for the Chevrolet Captiva starts at 1,258,000 pesos for the lower end variant, and the premier variant, starts at 1,408,000 pesos. And if you ask me, that is quite a bargain, especially for customers looking for a great 7-seater MPV. I mean, if you want to get an MPV that has 7 seats, yeah, this is a good option. And the space, I mean, this is definitely a big car. Inside, even on the outside, but inside is definitely where it matters. This is a huge car, and if you want to fit as many people as you want here, with their luggage makes a good case for itself. It's not trying to be what it isn't, actually. With the amount of kit available in the Chevrolet Captiva, you definitely feel like you're getting a lot more than what you pay for, and that's what I like. Chevrolet is definitely back in a big way, not because of the type of cars that they make. I mean, they're not going to be the sportiest, but for how useful and utilitarian, and of course how the quality it is with this type of cars. I mean, this is definitely their wheelhouse, offering value for money, for not much money. And I like that. That's definitely something that Chevrolet should back on moving forward, I believe, with their future cars. And I hope that they're listening to the crowd. With the Captiva, boy, they definitely find themselves on top of the list of those looking for a 7-seater SUV or MPV on a budget. Guys, that is my full first impression of the Chevrolet Captiva. The all-new Chevrolet Captiva now as a compact crossover MPV. Now for me, the Chevrolet Captiva has always been about offering great value for the money, and I think this all-new model definitely continues on with that lineage, can be a game changer for the brand here in the Philippines. Chevrolet, in my opinion, should offer even more models like these ones at a great price, and I think the Chevrolet Captiva is a great start, especially with how it looks, how it performs, and what features it offers for the price. I want to know what you think. Drop me a comment in the comment section down below, but while you're at it, subscribe to our channel and hit that notification icon so you wouldn't miss any of our videos. Give me a like or a dislike on this video as well. It helps us out with the algorithm, especially with how YouTube changes the algorithm every now and then, but with likes or even dislikes, definitely helps us out. Thanks so much for watching. It's been Roy Robles of Zigwheels.Ph. See you guys next time.